Let us solve systems of inequalities. But let's have more than two. Let's have three or maybe even four. For example, if we have one that looks like this algebraically, x plus y is less than 7, for example. Okay, so we will have something like this. So the line is dotted because we don't have the equals with the less than sign. And then shading is below because we could easily move x over here and it would say that y is less than the line, right? So the shading would be below. Now, for example, we have another inequality, or better to say a restriction, that says that x can be greater than or equal to 0, so which means no negative values. Now, where the solution would be is where these two shadings overlap. So this one and the new one that we got. So the solutions would be in this darker area right here. And it will continue down to the right. But what happens if we have another restriction? Restriction is that y also cannot be negative. It can be also 0 or positive. Now what I did here, I put the wrong sign. If it cannot be negative, then it's like this. So it's greater than or equal to 0. So the shading is now from the x-axis up, including the x-axis, and includes the x-axis with the solid line because we have equals together with the greater than. Now again, the solutions are where we have all of the shadings overlap. And in this case, it's inside this triangle right there. Okay. And now we could continue with this and add another restriction or another inequality. And again, just check where do we have all the shadings. So now, all the shadings overlap. So right now we have three inequalities and all three overlap in this triangle right here. Now if we, for example, have another one that says that y cannot be bigger than, for example, 6. So y got to be smaller than 6. Then we will get a new shading that will kind of cut off a little triangle off of the big triangle that we had here. So now the solutions are everything between these 2 points and down the y-axis, down the x-axis, and down this dotted line. Everything inside is part of the solution, including this piece of the y-axis and this piece of the x-axis, because the lines are actually solid. And we could go on and on, add as many inequalities as we need to restrict our set of solutions. I hope you liked the video. If you do, make sure you subscribe. And as always, don't forget to smile.